Parent company guarantees. We love them in construction. We hand them out like bacon wraps. Let me know in the comments if you got that joke. But have you ever considered if they are worth the paper they are written on? If you are in senior management in construction or the CEO of a construction company, you're a developer or an employer, you want to stick around for this discussion. I'm going to discuss parent company guarantees. Explore what are they really? Because I don't think a lot of people understand the basis or the underlying intention of a parent company guarantee, as well as explore if they're really worth their weight in gold. Do they really offer that security that we think they offer in the industry? Hi, I am Patricia, your favorite construction lawyer on the internet. Some people call me the queen of construction contracts, and I quite like that title if I'm honest with you. I own it. Welcome. In today's economic climate, contractor default is prevalent. It's a huge issue right now. Turn on the news, go to the construction news, and it's like every week a construction company is going under. A construction company is going into administration or going bust, as we say. So more and more developers and employers, in construction we call clients and customers employers under the contract, are asking upfront for parent company guarantees. So gone are the days when the contract would say will say an employer may ask for a parent company guarantee, and that next step in asking would be triggered by something like low credit score, for example. So those days are long gone, because early in my career, when you'd see the word may in the contract, I would have cases where I'm instructed by a client and they never got a parent company guarantee. They never got one executed. It was just listed in the contract as a nice to have, but they never followed through with it. But in today's market, there is a change. People want the parent company guarantee to be executed at the same time that they execute the contract. So that's what we're seeing. But I don't know if anyone ever stopped to ask, is all this hassle really worth it? Because it is a lot of hassle, to get the parent company guarantee, because in many circumstances it's like another negotiation going on. It's a separate document that's drafted by typically your lawyer, and just like with your construction contract, there will be a period of negotiations between you and your counterparty on what this parent company guarantee is saying. Because as we go into this discussion, you realize that depending on the words you use, the phrases, how you put the document together, it means completely different things. And so people guard heavily what is drafted in this document and what they sign up to. So in this video, I'm going to discuss what is a parent company guarantee. I'm going to discuss why you may think you need one, because everybody believes they need one these days, what the document should look like, and what to do if the contractor won't provide one, because there are those instances as well. So typically in larger construction companies or construction brands, you'll find a group structure. And you have a well-known company at the forefront or at the head, at the top, and this is the parent. And sitting under it are smaller companies they tend to specialize in certain trades, for example, MEP. and they will sit below their parent. And the parent can have anywhere from 1, 2, 3, 5. I've worked with companies that have so many subsidiaries. I was just like boggled, like 6 to 10 subsidiaries. So it's not uncommon to have a parent with a lot of subsidiaries. It's a way of structuring your group for tax purposes, auditing, reporting, and just being able to manage your group better. So there are tons of reasons why they love that structure in construction. So if you want me to do a video on the why we love group structures in construction, I think I would really enjoy doing that video as well. So let me know. I'm seriously considering it. I love the business of construction. Anyway, the group structure is often beneficial, especially for the specialist subsidiary companies who may very well be out here getting work because of the goodwill and brand identity of the parent company. So you will find subsidiaries are in the marketplace and they're able to get contracts, and sometimes large contracts too in terms of the value of the contracts, because they are associated with a parent who is well known in the industry. The brand is well known. They have goodwill in terms of, people talk, the reputation is good, it precedes them, and they have a good financial standing. So as a subsidiary, when you're going to bid for work, you can put in your tender, for example, that you're in this group with company A, and company A is big brand name company, and developers, employers, they will feel like going with you as a partner is great because your parent is so well known and stable, right? So that's the benefit of, as a subsidiary, having a parent. So the brand and the goodwill of the subsidiary often is not at the same level as the parent company, and in many cases the turnover will not be the same as the parent company. So if it's, let's say, a subsidiary, it's a MEP, for example, it may be lesser known. It will definitely not have the same turnover as, like the parent, and you'll find some parents, they trade as well. So there's a presumption that the parent company is solid and will be around for a long time. And it is this brand identity, goodwill, and financial stability that underlines the parent company guarantee. These are the three things. Like if you think of a triangle, these three things is what everyone is like the iron triangle. We love iron triangles in construction. It's these three things that people look for, and this is what sits under that document that's like bolstering or pushing up that parent company guarantee. So what is a parent company guarantee? First, I need to tell you that your construction contract will have guarantee type provisions. And typically, these have two common commercial purposes. One is a mechanism to provide security, and the other is a contractual allocation of risks. So a parent company guarantee falls within the first type, which is it's a mechanism to provide security. And people understand the security part of it, but people don't necessarily understand that it is just a mechanism to provide the security. Because this is the basis of what a guarantee is. It's like, if you think about it, you go to the bank to take a loan, and the bank will tell you, well, you need to get a guarantor, because that's what the parent is, a guarantor. You need to get a guarantee. You need to get someone who will sign for you to guarantee that you will pay back this loan, right? And that person will sign. You'll go and you'll find someone, a friend, a family member to sign for you. That person signs for you. That person is essentially saying, if this person doesn't hold up their end of the bargain with you, their contractual responsibilities with you, then I will step in and I will fill that gap. That's what the person is saying. But the person is not banking on you not stepping up and doing your part. They are guaranteeing that you are going to do your part, right? So they're like two parts to this thing, right? They're guaranteeing that you're going to do your part. You are an upstanding person. You keep your word and you will do your part. So the person who is signing, they're banking on this. They're banking that you are a good person who will not let them down and let the other party down who you're contracting with. But what many people see is the person is going to step in and fill the gap. But that's not what the person sees. So what you find in this transaction is the developer employer will have one mindset, and the contractor will have the contractor, as in the subsidiary, the main contractor is a subsidiary, and the parent company will have another mindset. And the tension, therefore, is bringing both together in one document. And that's why parent company guarantees are so contentious, especially in this market. So a parent company guarantee is a form of security, therefore, given by the parent to the developer or the employer for the subsidiary company. And I'm going to call the subsidiary Timmy. Timmy because I like the name and it makes me laugh. I think it's a beautiful name. Later Timmy. Okay, so Timmy is a subsidiary. In the event that Timmy breaches the contract or in some circumstances upon becoming insolvent, the parent company will step in and fill the gap on behalf of Timmy. That's the guarantee. But of course, the parent company, their mindset is that Timmy is going to deliver on what Timmy says he will deliver, right? Meanwhile, the developer employer mindset is great. We have this parent on the hook. If Timmy doesn't do what he says he's going to do, parent company, like superhero rushes in to save the day. That's how they view it. So in reality, the parent company is leveraging its brand identity, goodwill, and financial stability to help Timmy to secure deals or construction contracts in the marketplace. Because you will find situations where the developers or the employers, they will not enter into a deal or a construction contract with Timmy without a parent company guarantee. That's just the market that we're in right now. And the idea is that this big, often well-known parent company will stand as surety for its subsidiary company. And if Timmy goes bankrupt, it is unlikely that the parent company will go bankrupt too, right? That's the mindset. That's the mindset in the marketplace with the developer employer. So in the industry, some people see the parent company guarantee as the holy grail, right? A bankable note that allows them to sleep well at night. But is it really? Why do you think you need one? That's the big question. People think they need one because they consider it to be a bankable note. Here's this huge parent, has good brand identity, goodwill, and a financial stability. And remember, I've already spoken about the mindset of the developer employer versus the mindset of the parent company and the subsidiary. So in the mindset of the developer employer, this is the superhero. They're going to come in and save the day and fill the gap if Timmy doesn't work out. And so people think that they need one. Everyone loves a superhero in the story. And if we can get one to sign a contract guaranteeing things with us, all the better. If we know every time we shout, superhero is going to turn up and fill the gap, happy days for us. So everyone wants one. Everyone thinks that they need one. So it is not uncommon for me to meet developers or employers, and they are adamant that they want a parent guarantee up front. And nothing is wrong with that. And I ask them, why do you think they need it? And they will tell me, oh, it's common practice. We need a parent company guarantee, which tells me that some people are simply following the crowd with no underlying reason or understanding of what it is that they're requesting. And I've been in working on projects before where like finance, for example, is we need parent company guarantee, we need parent, and what they're describing is a performance bond. It's not a parent company guarantee. So now your parent company guarantee is the mechanism to provide security. It is a mechanism, right, to provide that security. And the security it provides is the surety that Timmy will do what he's supposed to do under the contract he has with you, the developer, and the employer. So many people demand parent company guarantees because they believe that it will provide pay on demand situations like they get with a performance bond, and it doesn't. In my example, where I'm working on a project and finance is adamant they need a parent company guarantee because they want to be able to draw down this money if X, Y, and Z happens. And I'm like, that is not what your parent company guarantee does. What you need is a performance bond or some kind of insurance or, like a bank guarantee. You need something else. This is not what it's going to do for you. All these, they'll have a list of things, and this often comes from finance, right? Where they have a list of things that they want this mechanism to do, but it is not created for that, because as you know, a mechanism, it's created for a special purpose, and it does that purpose and that purpose only. The other thing that people believe is that the parent company guarantee, it will give the parent company greater liability than Timmy, because as a parent company, they'll be on the hook. So it's this superhero. We love a superhero in our stories. The hero story, it is real. People love it. But this is not always the case, right? Others believe it would provide an indemnity, and it may not provide an indemnity. And this is a big one, a huge one in the industry, where many people believe that it will transfer Timmy's credit risk to the parent. So Timmy will have a credit risk because Timmy is small. It doesn't have a large turnover. Maybe it has a lot of debt. The assets, it won't necessarily have a lot of assets because of the group structure. And so they believe because the parent is huge, huge turnover, then they'll be on the hook. But the reality is that, if the parent doesn't have a good financial standing, then they're in the same boat as Timmy. And it is not unheard of for a subsidiary to go under and the whole group goes under just because of the poor management of groups or group structures in construction. And you can have a look at my video that I did before about companies going into administration and a domino effect in group structures. So it is important to know that parent company guarantees are only as good as the financial standing of the parent company. Remember, I said that the parent is leveraging these three things, the triangle, right? Brand identity, goodwill, and financial stability or financial standing. For the parent company guarantee to be worth the paper it is written on, it is key that Timmy's parent has all three characteristics. That's just my view. It should have all three, because one of my mantra is people only do business with people who have a reputation to lose. Only do business with people who have a reputation to lose. So if their brand identity isn't there, they don't have goodwill, then they have nothing to lose. They have nothing to lose. If they don't deliver if Timmy doesn't deliver on a project, so what? If they don't step in, so what? And it's not unheard of in the industry for, people to voluntarily wind down their company and go and start another one. It is what it is. So these three things on the triangle is what they're leveraging. And of these three, I would say the most important, of course, is financial stability. So what you need to understand is the purpose of a parent company guarantee, where it fits into your overall construction contracting strategy. And I talk a lot about contracting strategy. It is so key. You shouldn't want one just for the sake of it. or because everyone is doing it. Why? Well, because depending on what you want it for, it can be drafted to reflect that. Don't assume it will provide the assurances you need. You need to know the purpose and filter the intention into the document. And like I've said previously, it's two mindsets at play in this relationship. It's the employer developer, for example, and the subsidiary and the parent company. And both parties are looking at this two different mindsets, right? So what should the document look like? There's no set form for you to use. Standard form contracts, insert big name, standard form contract here. They will likely have a template that they sell with their standard form that you can get. Your lawyer would likely have a template that they use as well. And you can go online and Google and find, samples that you can have a look at. But the important thing is that you have a well-drafted parent company guarantee that will fill the gap. For example, by allowing you to recover losses and expenses incurred as a result of Timmy breaching the contract or going bust. So now that you know what a parent company guarantee is, what it does, and how it fits into your construction contracting strategy, you get to choose between having a true parent company guarantee and an indemnity. Yes. A true parent company guarantee is a secondary obligation. And what I mean by that is that the guarantee is only triggered when Timmy defaults on his obligations under the contract. So Timmy has to default under the contract, and then the parent company guarantee will kick in. An indemnity is a primary obligation, meaning that the parent is indemnifying Timmy's obligations independent of the contract. And there's a difference between an indemnity and a guarantee. An indemnity, for example, can be oral, so you want to be very careful what you agree to verbally. And check out my video on the difference between an indemnity and a guarantee. So depending on your choice, your document must reflect the intention. But what do you do if your contractor won't provide you with a parent company guarantee? Like, it happens. It happens. A parent company guarantee is guarantee the performance of the subsidiary under the contract, right? Which means that the parent is essentially saying, yes, Timmy will build your shed according to your spec and to standard 1, 2, 3 by next Friday. That's essentially what they're saying, right? They're guaranteeing that. But just like a human parent, can a parent company really guarantee that Timmy will do as he is told? I believe the answer is no. No, they cannot. Which is why some parent companies refuse to give parent company guarantees. They know deep down they cannot control Timmy. No one can control others like 100% of the time. And Timmy is merely a child to that parent, right? And they cannot manage Timmy with an iron fist. Timmy has his own management team, delivery team, like operate the way they do business. They're operating policies and structure. Timmy's a whole company by himself. You may have, people from the parent company sitting on the board of Timmy, but that they don't have full control, even as a wholly owned subsidiary of the parent company. It is impossible for them to know, to just day to day dictating what Timmy does. It is impossible. We all know in reality it is impossible. Also consider that Timmy may be doing, say, 20 or more projects a year. And Timmy's siblings may be doing a similar number of projects, because remember I said sometimes it's not just Timmy. It's Timmy, Mary, Joe, John, Jack, Jake. Like it's a lot of subsidiaries they have. And if each subsidiary is doing, say, 20 or more projects a year, and the parent company is guaranteeing all these projects and contracts, just imagine that they're guaranteeing like a truckload of contracts each year. And if each guarantee is for 12 years, you do the math. There is a lot of risk. There's like a parent company guarantee risk bubble just out there, getting big and bigger and bigger and bigger. About to pop. Like, so it is not uncommon for some parents to have like a threshold, and once they hit it, they refuse to issue more parent company guarantees for that financial year. Or for them to have a threshold for each project. For example, they'll say, projects over this certain amount, like $1 million or, 500,000 or whatever it is, that they will guarantee for, one subsidiary or each subsidiary. They may have different thresholds for each subsidiary, or it may be blanket across the group. So it's not uncommon for them to say this. And I've worked on projects where the parent is just like, we've already given out all the guarantees we can for this year, and we're not giving out any more. Like, what do you do then? What do you do then? And what does it indicate? Some people think it indicates that the parent doesn't have confidence in its subsidiary. Like the parent doesn't have confidence in Timmy. That's what some people interpret it to mean. Some people interpret it to mean that the group isn't strong financially. That may be the case, but I also think it can be interpreted to mean that the parent is being sensible, because when you do the math, you just see it's bonkers. They're just handing out these papers, parent company guarantees, like bacon baps. And I've worked with main contractors with their parent company before, where they don't even have a record of all these parent company guarantees that they've given out. They don't know how much longer is left on them. They are just out there, and they're just hoping that no one ever calls down on them. Not like no one ever comes and says, parent company knocking, because as a deed, you have 12 years. So it's a huge issue that we need to consider in the industry. Like, is parent company guarantees helping or harming groups? So what if the parent refuses to give you a parent company guarantee, which some parents do, especially now with everything that's going on? The group structures are falling, companies are going into administration like every other day. Parent companies are cautious because they know the mindset of the employer developer, and it doesn't match the mindset that they have around this mechanism. So here's one thing that you can do. You can ask for a comfort letter or a letter of support, which essentially says that the parent company will stand behind its subsidiary. Of course, it doesn't have all the bells and whistles of a guarantee, but it may very well be worth its weight in paper, considering the huge parent company guarantee bubble out there, just floating around somewhere. And that's just one example. I know of some developers and employers who will go far to get a parent company guarantee. And I'm wondering, how far will you go? Would you pay to have a parent company give you a guarantee? Let me know down in the comments your thoughts on that. Thank you so much for listening to me, for spending your time with me. I really appreciate you taking time out to have this discussion with me. I would love to hear your views on it. This is a discussion that needs to continue in our marketplace, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.